Whoa, 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 what the f is that? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are now ready to take off, so let's switch on the engines. Now fasten your seatbelt and we are ready to go. What's up, magnets? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm super excited because what we have got right over here is the fastest gaming notebook in the world, and it's called the MSI GT83VR 6RF. And VR, as you may know, stands for virtual reality. That means you can play the latest virtual reality games maxed out or with high frame rate, and you can play on your Oculus, HTC Vive or whatever. This thing is huge, so let's drop some huge numbers. It got two 1080s on the inside, two 1080s. Then it got 64 gigabytes of RAM, just imagine that, 64 gigs. And it also got two amazing power supplies, and it sucks more power out from the power socket than my desktop PC. And the last crazy number, it retails for over 5,000 euros, so this is absolutely crazy. Now, a really huge product which can play all the games you can imagine maxed out, but how good is it in reality? So on the paper the specs are great, and I would say let's check it out together and let's see how it performs.
The MSI GT83VR is an 18.4-inch monster that features a overclockable Intel Core i7 processor, dual PCI Express SSDs in Super 8 4 configuration, and two NVIDIA GTX 1080 GPUs in SLI. Its price is probably out of range for the mainstream gamer because it starts at 5,000 euros, but also the performance is like from a different universe. The notebook comes in the classic MSI design, and it's not as fancy as I imagined a 5K notebook. The MSI logo on the black brushed aluminum lid can light up, and it has a pair of red glowing accents. The display measures 18.4 inches and it's surrounded by really huge and fat bezels. And at the top there's a full HD 30fps webcam. And to be honest, this webcam is among the best notebook webcams I've ever used, not as Apple's 720p bullshit. The matte anti-glare IPS screen delivered a wide array of rich colors and supports sRGB, which was a pleasure for video editing. The only downside is that it's only 1080p, which maybe does not sound too bad, but if you come from a 4K monitor and you keep in mind that this beast has two 1080s, then this fits not in the package. It has amazing colors because of the panel's ability to reproduce 111% of the sRGB gamut. It's not the brightest panel with around 280 nits, which is for instance a huge difference to the new MacBook, but still it looks very good. Too bad it's only Full HD 60Hz. Once you open it, you can see a huge brushed aluminum area with the typical MSI Dragon and the huge speaker grid on the top. Near the mechanical keyboard, right above the touchpad, we got three buttons. One to start the engines, the fans, then one to switch the display, and as well the power button. What really caught my eyes is the mechanical keyboard. It felt a bit strange first because it's placed so far at the bottom with no palm rest. But after some time I got used to it, and typing feels really great, just like on my Logitech G910. This is due to the fact that it has Cherry MX switches, which most gamers do appreciate. The keyboard has red LED backlight and it's full-sized even with a numpad, which can be turned on when you need it. If the numpad is not turned on, you can use this area as a touchpad, but I think most people will use a mouse anyway. I'm using the Mad Catz Red 8 or Red 4 because they are really great and they actually fit into the design of the MSI. The keyboard got a lot of shortcuts to switch to gaming mode beside the usual function keys and feels totally awesome. Too bad you can't change the backlight color because then this notebook would be really awesome. The rear and bottom of the notebook are made of black magnesium alloy. The back vents are lined in a red finish, giving the MSI a really massive look. Taking a tour around the outside shows you a lot of high-end hardware. On the left side we have a Blu-ray drive, 3 USB 3.0 ports and your audio connections, plus a card reader. And on the other side we have 2 more USB 3.0 ports. There is nothing on the front apart from some activity LEDs, and on the rear we find a mini display port, Type-C USB 3.1 Thunderbolt, HDMI, Ethernet and a huge power plug. The power plug felt a bit like it's upside down in the chassis and seems not to be the most stable connector. But anyway, it doesn't matter so much on desktop replacement. But if I would have to carry it around, I would be a bit worried. The notebook comes with two power supplies, yes, two, each at around 330 watts. The maximum power consumption we could measure was at around 500 watts directly from the power socket, which is crazy for a notebook. Both power bricks with the cables weigh already 2.5 kilograms. Also it got 3 fans on the inside, helping to keep the 1080s cool in the case. This results in high airflow and even higher noise. Paired with its bottom-mounted subwoofer, the Titan's 4 Dyne audio speakers filled our office with a crisp and loud sound, and also the built-in microphone was decent enough for spamming in Counter-Strike. Similar to most of the current MSI laptops, the Titan comes with the Dynamic 2 audio software. The software has pre-configured settings for gaming and multimedia, and you can pick a setting that you like. Also, this helps in gaming to hear your enemies earlier, especially with the sound tracker software. But to be honest, I didn't really use it or noticed a super huge difference because I'm not a real audiophile person, so it felt to me like a normal equalizer. So a really huge, loud and heavy device, almost 8 kilograms with everything in your backpack, and I don't want to carry that often. But how does it perform? Well, I'm not a huge fan of benchmarking. I did just run the 3DMark Spy benchmark and it got more than 10K. I've never seen that before on a notebook. I totally focused on what's important for the people who buy it, and that's gaming. With 64GB of RAM, Super RAID with 512GB SSD and a 1TB hard drive, 2 1080s and an Intel i7-6920HQ at 2.9 GHz, this beast runs all games at ultra graphics on the Full HD display. This means you can load up your game, everything you want, max it out and play it with the Titan's stunning performance. Always 60 FPS without recording at the maximum graphics details. I played all my favorite games and I didn't even know that DayZ could look that beautiful. Battlefield 1 maxed out, that's an awesome experience, and once I did even run Counter-Strike and I was worried because I only got 40 FPS, but I forgot that GTA 5 was running in the background. I really can't believe how fast this thing is. Even Arma 3 at Ultra with 200% scaling was smooth enough to play. For sure, some of those games suffer from micro-stuttering, but that's because of their bad optimization and SLI support. Now you will say, well, 1080p, I can run everything in 1080p. But we also tested 4K on our 32-inch BenQ monitor, which is by the way awesome. GTA 5 maxed out, 4K, consuming almost the full graphics memory. It did run with 50 plus FPS without recording. For sure some micro stutter, but it was the craziest experience in my whole life. Not even my desktop PC can run GTA 5 with high details at 4K. I was truly impressed by the gaming performance, and I think there is no mainstream game right now that would run really bad on the Titan. The notebook stays cool all the time, it got only hand warm right over the keyboard, but this has also one downside. Without a headset it sounds like a chat is starting next to you, and it really kills the gaming experience. But with headphones at a higher audio level you don't hear the fans anymore, so you need some good headphones. MSI has one easy to access hub called the Dragon Center app. Some of the important apps can be found here, like the NVIDIA GeForce Experience, MSI TrueColor to switch the colors of the display, and the Killer Network Manager. The hub features several tabs such as the System Monitor, which lets you check the laptop status, an LED wizard to create custom indicator lighting, and so on. The System Tuner allows you to make custom profiles that tweaks everything from VR optimization, the color temperature of the display and more. Also, something I think is really cool and important is the Tools and Help tab, which allows you to burn a recovery and calibrate your battery and such things. Video editing on the MSI was great. Also, loading in my big files from my GH4 was, due to the RAID 4 system, a pleasure. I think I've never seen my files load up that quickly, and the playback worked at maximum res. For sure, bigger projects will also lag, but my workflow got really improved in Adobe. Also, something I want to mention is the Killer Network card. Wi-Fi and Ethernet, both super fast in my tests. I got always a lower ping as my other notebook, so for Twitches this is probably another plus point.
Alright guys, so we're now here at the end of this video and here comes my final conclusion. So this is the craziest notebook I've ever tried in my whole life, and the most expensive one. So the most expensive one was actually my MacBook, which got stolen, but this one here kills everything. Now, I know it's a desktop replacement with a little portability because already those power supplies, they're 2.5 kilograms of the cables, and carrying it around is definitely not a lot of fun. Still, you can do it. I can understand that some Let's Plays or Twitchers, when they travel, probably need that thing because it's an all-in-one streaming machine. Then the only thing I would definitely want to see upgraded is the display, so Full HD. I mean, the Asus ZenBook from Flow, it has a 4K display and it was like 1,400 euros or something like that, and this is 5K. I do understand the hardware, everything is super expensive, and also it's 18.4 inches, so there are not too many panels probably in 4K there, but I think they could upgrade that because the hardware inside can definitely drive more than Full HD. Except of that, it's a really nice all-in-one solution and I enjoyed video editing. I did a lot of Final Cut editing on my MacBook and it was really smooth, and I always thought Adobe is just crap. But once I could edit on this unit, so I definitely will stay with Adobe. I will just buy a proper desktop PC because for over 5,000 euro you can really buy a really crazy desktop machine which kills almost everything. And I'm not really sure if I would go with this as my main desktop replacement because I need a 4K monitor. sRGB is really nice to edit, and the display looks also really good, but I would like to see this upgraded. Also the design, well, I mean, it looks like the classic MSI design, but it could look a little bit more fancy in my opinion. That's it. That was the MSI GT83VR, the craziest, fastest and most expensive laptop I've ever tried in my whole life. Pretty cool thing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to have more information on this one, it's down below in the description, so make sure you check it out. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future content on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Also switch on notifications, otherwise you won't see it. And yeah, if you want to support us, please like this video and comment down below what you think about this notebook. I'm Steven from TechMagnet and this was the MSI GT83VR. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.